He lives in Sutton and loves the outdoors. So put your hands together for Michael.
Hi, everyone. Well, my story, I guess, I got to start when I first came up here. It was in 1984. And one of the prerequisites to me coming up here was that my aunt, very thoughtful lady, handed me 2 books. One of them was Alaska Bear Tales, and the other one was More Alaska Bear Tales. And they were both by Larry Canuck. Now, with that out of the way, I came up here, I landed in Juneau, I worked at a pizza parlor, I lost that job, wound up going to Homer, and I'm camping on a spit. I got a job there on a longliner. I started out doing black cod and halibut. I wound up going all the way out the chain, and I did longlining for a couple of years. This happens about halfway through my longlining career, this story. And what happened, I was coming back from the Aleutian chain, and we'd already delivered our fish, and we were about 10 miles outside of King Cove. And we discovered that we had water in our oil on the main engine. So we pulled into King Cove, and we had to fly a mechanic out from Anchorage to fix the engine because, none of us was going to tear into it. So we're going to be in King Cove for 2 or 3 days. Well, it's about August the 15th or so, and my birthday was like the 9th. And I hadn't had a chance to celebrate it, so me and the crew, we all went out and really tore one on, and I got 86 out of the bar there. And God, I don't even know what I did, but I know they wouldn't let me back in the next day, so I had to do something. So I came up with this bright idea that I'd walk down the beach and I'd walk to high water mark and I'd see if I could find one of them glass floats. It's just one of them things you do in Alaska, I guess. So I'm trekking high water mark and I'm walking through these salmon berries. Now, in August, the salmon berries are just getting ripe. And, I'm picking salmon berries and I'm having a pretty good day. I'm climbing up over logs and I find this thing that looks like a toilet plunger. And I reach down and I pick it up because it's a ball and it has a seam and I open it up and there's a glass float in it. Now I'm like psyched because I have a glass float. I'm having a great day, eating plenty of salmon berries and I'm trekking along and I'm climbing up over logs and more logs. And these salmon berry bushes are up above my head like 2 or 3 feet. And I'm just enjoying my day walking, searching and I come across this little creek. And before I get to it, about 6 feet away from it, I can see it through the bushes, and I can see a fin in the creek. And I'm thinking, boy, I bet you that's a salmon. And I'm thinking to myself, I snuck up on it, and I flipped him out on the bank. And I'm really proud of myself now because I got a salmon, I got a glass float, and I'm just having the day of my life. So I break off one of the branches off of the salmon berries, and I stuck that fish there. And I continue working on down the beach, the high water mark, and every now and then I come across these great big orange buoy bags, or sometimes they were like fluorescent green, and I was taking and throwing them out on the beach so that I could pick them up later and take them back to the boat, and we'd use them for fenders or whatever, So I get down to the end of the beach, which is almost a half a mile down there, and I'm looking back up the beach, and I got about 4 or 5 of these bags laying along the beach. I'm thinking to myself, man, I can't carry them in that fish bag. And I start looking around, and I find this pole that's about 2.5 inches long, about 12 feet long, and I figure maybe I can put them on this, and I can carry them on the pole. So I'm headed back down the beach, and I'm putting these back on, putting the buoy bags on the ball and packing, and I'm having a good day. I mean, the sun's out, it's beautiful out. The beach is like, light little breakers hitting on the beach. It's not windy at all. It's kind of a really pleasant day, and I'm having just a really great day. And I come up on that creek, so I set my pole with the bags on it down, and I walk back up in the woods where my salmon was, and lo and behold, right there in the same spot in the creek was another one. And I'm like, God, I can get this one. And I get down on my hands and knees and creep up there and I flip him out. Now I'm really happy, man. I got lunch, dinner. This is the time of my life, man. Sun's out and shining. I'm having a good time. So I put both them fish in my right hand. I'm carrying one in my index finger and the other one in my middle finger, you know. And I walk back down to the beach and I grab my stick with the buoys on it. And I put that on my shoulder. And I'm walking down the beach and then I hear it. And I look, and you know that thought that runs through your mind just before you think you're going to die or get seriously mauled? Well, I had it. No knife, no gun, stick. So I started shaking the buoy bags off the stick real quick. I don't know what I was going to do with that. Is when that bear broke them bushes, I took both them fish and flung them. I caught that bear right between the eyes, and he stopped. Thank God. And he put one paw on the head of that first fish and just ripped off a side of it. I was like, wow. I'm sure glad that's not me. And I'm holding that stick, and I'm walking back down the beach. When I got around the corner out of sight, I took off on a dead run back for the boat. I still got that glass float in my bathroom, but I don't want. I guess you could say I kind of owe my life to them two salmon. There you go.